Hello Riotards, and welcome back to another New Vegas Run video. Today we are playing as the Green Goblin, and what that entails is we can only use thrown explosives, science is our major skill, and we can use energy weapons. Yeah, so let's get started. For our first step we make the perfect Norman Osborn. Yeah, perfect. We then store most of our shit back into one of the boxes just because I don't always like playing with all that shit that they give you in the beginning and selling it. And then we take from the gun case our first weapon. For our stats, 9 intelligence and 9 agility is our biggest ones. Our tag skills end up being explosives, science, and speech. Then for our traits, we choose built to destroy and skilled. We use our big brain to tune our laser pistol to the sound of somebody else's brains being splattered out. Our finely tuned laser pistol, freshly ready to go, paints the ceiling with Joe Cobb's brains. We do some random things around Good Springs, like helping Trudy with her radio, collecting the Ching Chong Chinese and Hyde book, and then putting a few pieces of dynamite to good use over at the school. Don't take that out of context, please. Once the mantises are cleared out of the way, we're free to use our science to unlock the computer, allowing us to put our little green goblin fingers in the safe. Needing both money and work experience, we go ahead and sell some stuff to Chet, and then making our way into the desert to kill some coyotes. Allowing us to level up to level 2, where we grab Lady Killer as our perk. With that out of the way, we scrounge up some dynamite from Easy Pete, and then make our way over to Doc Mitchell's, that way we can hustle some drugs out of him. We also head over to his chem station, that way we can make some more drugs. When it's time to face the leaderless powder gangers, we easily kill them all with our dynamite, letting the good springers take care of the rest. Then the last powder ganger gets a couple of lasers to the dome. Then, as a little reward for ourselves for our victory, we go ahead and kill Shart and Corn. We stick to the outskirts until we make our way to this little camper. Inside, we find the Wasteland Survival Guide, giving us 3 more points in our survival skill. Once we make our way over to Prim, we deactivate all the mines and put it into our own pocket. That way we can use it against whoever we want. While here, though, the convicts asked me to turn them into green goo, and who am I but to oblige? The convicts inside of the Bison Steve Hotel didn't really fare much better. Using our science skill, we hack the computer, but we don't really find anything good besides the maintenance tunnel key. It does, however, let us get a quick little stealth kill. Our stealthiness had no effect on their leader, however. But thankfully for us, we have those little frag mines that we picked up earlier, and gladly let him step on those. This clears the way for us to allow our good buddy Deputy Beagle free.
Well, I'm Deputy Beagle, and I'm being held hostage. Can you imagine? I'd be most grateful if you would set me free.
Psych! I'm evil, why would I want a lawman? Unless I can reprogram that lawman myself. In that case, yes, we can have law. We use our big, wonderful brain to activate Prim Slim's sheriff protocol.
Law enforcement protocol was reinstated, partner. Yeah!
Once we're done having fun over in Prim, we make our way over to Nipton, but first, we kill quite a bit of things with dynamite. Starting off with the Vipers outside of the police station, we then quickly head inside and kill all of the ones inside of there, including all of the little mantises. The killing of one bug transitions to the killing of another bug. This doesn't satisfy my hunger, however. These are not close enough to spiders. But thankfully, New Vegas does have something close to spiders. At least an arachnid. We go ahead and kill all of the little scorpions around Nipton, simply for the crime of being in the same family as spiders. While still in Nipton, we go ahead and make our way over to Vulpes and grab this free mission. We go tell Sergeant Kilborn about the spooky, scary legion that are heading this way, and then head up to Ranger Ghost, that way we can tell her Nipton is fucked. It's a ghost town now. Get fucked. In one of my earlier runs, I found a laser RCW inside of Gene's skydiving, so I figured I'd give it a chance. I didn't have any luck, however. I only found a plasma pistol. Still good, though. I then lobotomized all the powder gangers just down the street. With me obtaining that plasma pistol, I remembered that Eddie over at the prison also had a plasma pistol, so why not just go rip it from his hands? We start off our mission by trying to snipe the snipers in the sniper tower. Just try saying that 3 times fast. Well anyways, with some alliteration out of the way, we go ahead and snipe Dawes, and then make our way into the visitor center. We throw down a shit ton of grenades, blowing everybody up in the process, all except for 2. And these 2 made the dumbest decisions of their lives. I whip out the dynamite, toss that shit, and then close the cage. Watch them die. We take out the dudes in cell block A and then resupply our grenade supply. Then we head over to its twin, cell block B. Inside, I blast this rando to pieces, and then Carter tries to cower away, so we put him down as well. When we first enter the main building in the prison, we start off strong by killing Hannigan and another powder ganger, but then we get absolutely gangbanged when everybody comes downstairs. We start throwing every explosive we have at them, leaving Eddie to watch helplessly as we blow up all of his friends.
You like that? You like that? Got enough?
The last powder ganger standing ends up being Scrambler, who takes a couple of dynamite sticks to the ass. After his dynamite prostate exam, we go over to Eddie and loot his body. We make a trip over to the outpost to trade with Lacey. There she has a pistol high-energy ionizer that we put on her plasma pistol. Out in the desert over by this test site, we get gangbanged by so many ghouls. I mean, I actually thought I was gonna die here. I just got lucky that I didn't. These motherfuckers were hounding me the entire time. I felt like Kyle Rittenhouse at a BLM rally. Luckily for me though, I carry explosives. During our travels, we come across this little camper, and we wait for the Jackal gang members to think that they got us in an ambush, but really, we got them in an ambush. The hunter became the hunted, motherfucker.
You like that?
I ain't trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. As a man of science and experience, we go ahead and talk to Manny Vargas, who gives us the Come Fly With Me quest. If you know New Vegas like I do, I think you know what comes next. We make our way over to that checkpoint where we can loot some ammo. Then before we can enter the RepCon facility, we have to blast a couple of ghouls away. Once inside, my meds wear off and the voices start up again. And I am not one to disobey the voices, so we go ahead and do what it says. We pop a stealth boy, and then make our way around the RepCon building. Just before I could reach our destination, one of those cocksuckers finds me and I wait until I blast his head off. Or I guess more like, blast his tummy in. Same diff. Finally making it to our destination, we talk to Chris, who tells us to talk to Jason.
Get upstairs and talk to Jason before I throw up just from looking at you.
Jason Bright tells us that he's on Preparation H before sending us down to deal with the demons. Once down in the basement, Davison the Demon tells us about his god named Antler, and like I said earlier, I'm not one to disobey the voices, even if it's not coming from my own head. They would like us to track down a shipment of stealth boys, and we will happily help them. The only problem is this ghoul fool is in our way. So we pop a stealth boy, not wanting to anger any of the ghouls, and then stealthily make our way up the staircase, and then read on the computer that the shipment is not here. We take this information back to Davison, and then all of him and his Nightkin actually leave.
But invoice note said stealth boys were here. Why can't that note be true?
We tell Jason, then we follow Jason down to a basement. While talking to him, he reveals that he's a piece of shit and he's gonna leave Chris behind even though he helped him out. So we're gonna help Chris plant a little revenge. We already have the igniting agent and the 3 sugar bombs that we need.
How could they do this to me?
The only thing left is to rizz up old lady Gibson.
I know I'm not young and pretty anymore, but...
She doesn't fuck us, but she does give us the thrust control modules, which is exactly what we came for. Yeah. To make double sure that Jason and his crew are double dead, we go ahead and fuck up the trajectory, that way they blow up mid-air. Woo! Human supremacy! Apparently you can't keep a good scientist down, because right after that, instead of going back to Manny, we go straight over to Helios 1 where we pretend we're a scientist. I mean, but we are a scientist. Of course.
I guess you couldn't do any worse.
We talk to Ignacio and Mr. Fantastic, that way we can get the passwords for both the terminals. We activate one of the mainframes, and then trick shot this dynamite. Then we activate the other frame and make our way inside of the Helios 1 building. The only real pain in the ass were the turrets that were up on the ceiling, but besides that, we actually make our way through this like butter. I'll leave what that means up to your interpretation. Going down into the lower levels, we gut this Mr. Gutsy. Powering forward, we pulverize the Protectortrons with our plasma pistol. I don't care if I said it like a retard, I said it. Moving past the retarded allegations, we activate Python with our big science brain. He then repairs the generator for us so we can go ahead and activate Archimedes. Oh yes, Archimedes, baby. Still gotta buy the gun, but oh well. Even though we didn't do what Ignacio asked, we still go ahead and talk to him, that way we get the experience for it. Speaking of experience, we go back to Manny Vargas so we can turn in that mission. This allows Novak to love us, despite what's going to happen in the end credits. With a lot of our science stuff out of the way, it's time to complete our main quest. We head over to Boulder City and head into that train station so we can unlock the safe with our big brain. With the big brain comes an even bigger mouth, so we're able to convince Jessup that he should just let the hostages go.
The NCR had better keep their end of the deal, though. Here, a souvenir for you. It's Benny's lighter. Shove it up his ass when you catch up with him.
After Boulder City, a group of lake lurks try to fuck me up, but luckily Victor's got my back, he that real homeboy. We make our way inside of Camp Golf, where we steal our green Goblin suit. They shouldn't have it anyway. It's green, and it's mine. We loot pretty much every single thing that there was to loot in Camp Golf, but I am showing this tent specifically because of how much ammo it had for us. Before we hit up New Vegas, I knew that there was a caravan that was destroyed nearby, so I went ahead and grabbed the combat armor off the Van Graff thug there. When we first get into Freeside, I hear the sound of dial-up internet, and I think, oh, hell yeah, Archimedes! We just straight up pay him the 1,000 caps for it. I don't even care that I don't have the barter speech or whatever I needed. 5 seconds after, it gets its one and I think only use, at least the only use I ever show in this run. The only problem is we didn't just hit the thugs, we accidentally burned one of the vagrants alive. But in my defense, how else will science prosper if we don't test them out on the homeless? Try to keep up with the high IQ strats here. We go over to the Van Graffs, we throw their guns over behind them while they're talking, that way we can drag them all to the bathroom. And then while we're in that bathroom, we steal all of their weapons. Now, that was a good move, but my greed knows no bounds. So we head back outside and kill the bodyguard, and then confidently and brazenly walk back inside only to get gangbanged in the bathroom. The only thing they didn't realize was this glory hole wasn't made for fucking. It was made to fuck them. To death. It's to death. Since we have so much money, we head over to Dr. Usanagi where we buy the subdermal implant for 8,000 caps. Cause we ballin' out white boy style today. Over at the Lucky 38, we waste no time in hacking Mr. House's terminals and making our way into the basement. We shake him out of his little pea pod and give him a breath of fresh air, but he doesn't like this. Something tells me he'll dislike the 2 plasma bullets to his head a lot less. Over at the Tops Casino, we give the big FU to Swank and his buddies at the front door.
I'm gonna ring your bell, creep. I'm gonna ring
We try to shove the lighter in Benny's ass, but he's too quick on the spot, so we have to put a couple of plasma bullets in his head instead. We take the platinum chip, head up to Yes Man, and then we head over to the White Glove Society, that way we can wipe them out now. We murder Mortimer, chill Chansey, and massacre Marjorie. With the White Gloves wiped out, we head over to the Omertas, that way we can stomp them out. Big Sal and all of his buddies up in the casino get wiped out before heading down to Troik, where we vaporize him. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to hire a ghoul as a stripper, but we put him down. We then kill Clandon and then head outside, that way we can kill all of the hookers out there. Sounds pretty evil, right? Well, I am evil. After all of our fun, I head back over to the Mojave outpost, where I get some things repaired. And after I get those repaired, I ask the question, can I get my caps back? And the answer is yes, at the cost of 1 laser bullet. With some of the lesser things out of the way, we head back to the Lucky 38, where we witness glory.
Wow, Mr. House had quite a setup here.
And after watching all that glory, we head down to the basement, that way we can watch a boring-ass documentary on how these robots work for the 5,000th time. After watching our robos blow up a wall, we head over to Cottonwood Cove. While there, I teach the Legion how to make powder charges, and then I teach them how to disarm the NCR's mines. Then we head up to the fort, where we gaslight the entrance guy into thinking that we need our medicine, before just refusing to disarm in general, causing a big ol' fight.
This fool.
We go through the Legion camp, guns blazing, killing everything in our way, including the slaves, because we hate slavery. We are not a fan of it. You can take that home and put it under your pillow, and the slave fairy will come and get it. Once inside the main gate, we demolish all the Legion that stand in our way, including Otto and Siri the slave, because again, we hate slavery. Inside Caesar's tent, they throw grenades until we're surrounded, forcing us to run out the door. We kill the guy that follows us in there, and then head back inside. Well, I guess we actually didn't have to run, because everybody in here is dead. And Caesar is doing a badass freeze-frame karate move on the wall. Don't know why, but you know what? He can just stay there. That's pretty cool, man. Speaking of cool, we use our science, that way we can disable all of the robots and the alarms down here, so we can walk right over and activate the Securitron army. With the Securitron army now activated, we head over to the Great Cons, and on our way we kill some mantises who grant us a level 16. And this is important because we get the Meltdown perk. Anytime we kill anybody with our laser weapons, they have a chance of blowing up. This thing actually helped out a lot. Inside the Great Khan's longhouse, we steal Carl's journal and then talk to Papa Khan himself. He isn't down with getting rid of the Legion, so we talk to Regis. He tells us that we'll have to convince the rest of the named NPCs to join our side. But before I do that, I reveal Carl's journal back to Papa Khan, and this time he actually cares. Although for some reason, we still have to go convince the rest of them that this is not the right way for some reason. I'm not sure why that didn't just prove it to him. But I guess the rest of his crew is easy enough to convince. So we talk to Jack and Diane and say that, hey, you know, if you go with the Legion, your woman's gonna be a slave, retard. And he goes, oh shit, man, yeah, no, we on your side now. Now the next head is way fucking trickier because there was a shit ton of death claws in between me and them. Our first time around, they slice us to death like we were made of nothing but fucking cake and confetti. But next time around, we take drugs. And this seems to fill the power gap. Although, we used a shit ton of our stim packs here, so afterwards we were out of money. But our efforts don't go unrewarded, as Melissa is easy as hell to convince. We then go back to Papa Khan, and with a speech check of 75, we tell him that, hey man, you need to get out of here, like, right now, because Legion is not going to play around with you.
We'll begin readying the camp to move. As soon as Caesar makes his move, we'll depart. we will make ourselves strong again.
With most of the dominoes falling into place, we head over to the boomers' base, avoiding all the artillery on the way. Instead of killing Pearl right away, we run into one of the other bunkers and sleep on the bed, and that's lucky for the boomers, because in the morning, we make an explosive waffles. We blow up the men's bunker, and then head over to one of the women's bunkers and blow them up.
Back to base. Contact. Duck and cover.
I figured since Pearl was the leader, she should probably go ahead and join all the women that just went to heaven. So we use our bullets to rapture her. And since technically she's dead, that would make Loyal the new leader, and I figured he would also want to go with her. So we kill him, and then I guess Jack might be next in line, so then I figured he would want to join them, so we killed him too. After that, I rounded up all of the hungry people that were in the cafeteria, and I served them up those explosive waffles I was talking about. And then one of them gets raptured again. With the letter B still fresh on our mind from the boomers, we head over to the BOS bunker, that way we can put a stop to all their dastardly deeds. We use our EMP grenades at the beginning of the dungeon, that way we can wipe out the BOS that were in the suits. Then with our pulsating brains swelling with knowledge, we take that knowledge and apply it to the computer over here, that way the laser turrets don't hurt us. They hurt the BOS. To prove how effective the turrets were, I take a nice little hour nap in their own bed. We take that fresh rest and some frag grenades, and then we kill all the scribes that were on the left side downstairs. And like I said earlier, with our brain pulsating with absolute knowledge, we're able to hack the computer without any of the scribe cards. That means that the ones that we left alive are buried under rubble. So hell yeah, that's an evil victory for us. Okay, so here with Yes Man, he gave us the mission to go to Kimball and the mission to go to the El Dorado substation. And I didn't realize that if you go to the El Dorado substation first, it would actually lock you out of Kimball. So, I kind of killed Kimball on accident. Oops. What that means is, once we powered on the El Dorado substation and we headed back to Yes Man, it's time for the Hoover Dam, man. Once we reach the dam, we use our Gauss rifle that we obtained from the BOS bunker, and we just absolutely destroy the Legion with it. I mean, they didn't even stand a chance up here. Especially with the advantage of high ground up in the sniper nest, we easily take out the Legion on this side of the bridge. Inside the Hoover Dam, the NCR heavy troopers do not do any better than the Legion. We easily rip them apart with our laser rifles, exploding them once they die. Still can't get over how that's one of the most fun perks that I've ever had, besides maybe the shotgun blowback. With the NCR heavy troopers out of our way, we power on the Hoover Dam, giving us the ability to have our Securitron army. After flipping the switch, we head back up on top of the Hoover Dam, and once we are topside, we play one of the most satisfying games of bowling I have ever played, using the Legion as pins, and the bowling ball being a laser rifle that has the meltdown perk. Honestly, scratch the bowling ball. This is more like a steamroller, because we make it all the way to the end of the bridge with no problem at all. We use big brain moves to make big bang booms, letting our Securitron buddy do the cleanup. And with the big brain train making explosions all the way while we're thinking, I use a speech check of 80, that way I can bluff Legate Lanius into fighting me one-on-one. And let me tell you, brother, that was probably a really retarded decision on his part. We start off on the Legate using our Gauss rifle, but once that doesn't work, I decide that drugs are probably going to be the great equalizer here. Although you might argue I did too many drugs, because when I ran up to Legate Lanius, I had a little heart attack. A little OD, if you will. You'd think that would slow us down, but we don't need a heart, only a brain. So we use our meltdown perk and finally destroy Legate Lanius. General Oliver said something about hanging, but me personally, I prefer throwing. Throwing off the dam.
What the hell? No, get away from me, you goddamn TV on wheels.
We watch as General Oliver gets thrown off the dam, and we finally win this run as the Green Goblin. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a hate comment.
You did a super
Bye.
job wrapping things up, and I'm not just saying that because I have to.
And so the Courier's Road came to an end, for now. In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.